Hello, I'm Beroukhim. I'm an oncologist at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. I take care of people with brain tumors, and I also do research into how to better diagnose and treat these tumors. I've been working with Brian and Kathy Stewart and the Making Gray Matters Brain Cancer Foundation for over 6 years now. I want to congratulate Brian, Kathy, the foundation, and all the Making Gray Matter Golf Classic golfers, sponsors, and dinner guests on their 7th year. It's really fantastic, the work that you're doing. I personally can attest to how important and fruitful this event is. I know you've funded several initiatives in brain cancer research. We've been the beneficiaries of some of your funds, and I have to say that the work that we've been able to do with those funds has been really tremendous. We've used your funds to work on how to treat and diagnose glioblastomas better. Glioblastomas are universally fatal type of brain cancer. They usually kill people within 2 years of diagnosis. One of the problems that we face in treating people with glioblastomas is that we have a lot of treatments we'd like to try out, but it's difficult to try them in people with the tumors and to see definitively how their tumors respond and why they respond. With the funds that the Making Gray Matters Foundation has raised, we've been able to test out 380 different compounds across 78 different brain cancers that we've been able to grow in the laboratory. It's like we've been able to do 380 different clinical trials in the laboratory in parallel to test out how each of these compounds might work. In fact, it's a little better than that, in that because we have these tumors in the laboratory, we can characterize them comprehensively to figure out not only whether they respond, but why they respond to each of these treatments. We found some really fantastic things, I think. I'm very excited about our results so far. We found at least 3 classes of compounds that seem to treat different types of glioblastomas effectively. We've also been able to figure out what about these glioblastomas seems to render them sensitive to certain classes of compounds and not to others. I'm very sure that this is going to translate into clinical testing of these compound classes. In fact, we're not going to only test whether the compounds work, but we're going to be able to direct the compounds to use in specifically those people who have glioblastomas that are most likely to respond to each of those compounds. In that way, we're forming, I think, not only new therapeutic approaches for glioblastomas, but new diagnostic approaches for determining who's going to respond to each of these therapeutics. So I'm very excited about the research that's been funded by the Making Gray Matters Foundation. Of course, we're doing this research in the context of many other really fantastic studies into how to treat brain tumors. We and others have recently characterized in great detail the mutations that cause glioblastomas and other brain cancers, so increasingly we know why they tick. And therefore we can develop new strategies to treat these tumors with an understanding of, rational strategies to treat these tumors with an understanding of what we're trying to fight. A particularly exciting initiative on a national level is the Cancer Moonshot Initiative, sponsored by Vice President Joe Biden after his son died of a glioblastoma last year. This initiative is being instituted to support new therapeutic development for all sorts of cancers, and also to support precision medicine. Precision medicine is specifically the ability to identify features of an individual person's tumors that render it more likely to respond to certain therapeutic approaches. In that way, it's very much in line with the work that we've been doing for the Gray Matters Foundation, with the support of the Making Gray Matters Foundation. In that it's also looking to identify diagnostic approaches and therapeutic approaches that work in tandem to identify people who are most likely to respond to specific therapeutics. The Dana-Farber Cancer Institute is taking part in several of the activities being sponsored by the Cancer Moonshot. However, the Moonshot will not be able to generate cures on its own. Overall, government funding for cancer research has declined in real terms since 2002. It's the longest dry period of cancer research funding since the National Cancer Institute was founded. In this context, private philanthropy, like the support you're generating today, is increasingly key to enable researchers and institutions like the Dana-Farber to learn more about how to treat cancer. These keep the wheels of progress in motion and enable us to develop new treatment protocols that are used all around the world. Whether you're a golfer, sponsor, or guest, I can tell you with the utmost certainty that your contributions are making a dramatic impact in the fight against brain cancer. From all of us at the Dana-Farber, thank you for your support.